dad would give your mom little secret notes.
Yes.
So
On her way to church.
secret
Can I have this
notes,
blanket?
they decided they were gonna run away, and my mom said, "Well, how?" In the little notes, how can we run away if they don't even let me go outside, Nina? He said he planned it. He was very smart. He said, I know what we're gonna do. Dijo, when you're going into church, I'm gonna have a car there waiting for you, and I'm going to distract the old ladies, like I'm a drunkard with a big hat and a rebozo or de esos que they wear.
ponchos?
Over their ponchos.
Ponchos.
And dijo, I'm gonna act like I'm a drunkard, and I'll push them away while you run into the car and get into the car. So they got away with it. She ran away, and of course the viejitas started. They got hysterical, and then they started crying and calling her back, and they took off.
Did they find out where she was?
My father was a gentleman. He went and took her to a house, a family house, and he said that he was going to marry her, and then they could live together. So he went himself to find the viejitas at their house and invite them to the wedding. And he said he loved her, they loved each other, and he wanted to do things right. And they called the cops on him, and they wanted nothing to do with him, and they had never in their life been so embarrassed with their only daughter, who wasn't their daughter. She was, they were two aunts.
What happened to your mom's real mom?
My real mom, they chased her away by telling the husband, who was their brother, that she was running around with men, and mom says that she wasn't, but
Your grandmother.
my grandmother, she my aunt and la hermana de mi mamá and the lady, my mother's mother, real mother, left, and it was during the war of Villa, Pancho Villa, and my aunt Linda was very, very pretty. She had a figure. My mom was never slim. She was always chubby, but she was very pretty. And they stole her, some soldiers. Okay, they were walking, I don't know where, and this is what the mom says, that they just took her and put her in a horse and they took off. And now the grannies would say a different version, that she probably sold her to the soldiers for money. And
Your mother?
the viejitas, the aunts, the ones that had raised my mother, and so they were so ashamed of what had happened that they sold everything and came to Brownsville because they didn't want to face the neighbors, because they were embarrassed, and of course they didn't want to have nothing to do with mom, and so they didn't attend the wedding. So they had a wedding, and they started having a lot of babies, one after another, and
How many to be precise?
7. And 2 died over there. And I asked my mom all the time, why did they die off? And she would say that she didn't know because they never took them to the doctor. That one had diarrhea for 2 weeks and then he died. His name was Alfredito. And
How old is he?
Eh?
How old is he?
Who, Alfredito? How old was he? Like 6 months.
You think maybe he had cholera or something?
And the other one was 9 months. También, no, they don't know because. What?
Come here.
What happened?
Come here. You come here.
What happened, Papa?
He hit his head. What'd you hit it on, baby?
Come here.
Tell me what you hit it on.
She wants to.
You know that thing for
The mirror?
no, on the bed, next to the bed.
Uh-huh.
And where where Grandma sleeps. The thing was on the floor. I told her to practice her ABCs. And I was using the restroom and I was going to get it. And when I got up, I hit my cell phone on my head.
Oh no, baby. Are you okay? Okay.
If it still hurts you, tell us so we can put some ice. Okay?
You need ice? You do.
You feel sick? All right, let me see if I have those little pouches with ice. Yes, I do. I have all sizes.
Just a little one, and then go lay down with it on your head, or you hit your head. Noah James, little boy, what are you doing? Thank you for fixing it, Nathan.
Are you hungry, Mom?
No, I'm not hungry. You crazy? We ate a cow, and then we had a cheesecake factory. Noah James.
Ice cream.
Noah. Noah James, get over here. No, don't go over there. Noah. Naders, will you bring Noah?
Okay, do I continue? I have 30 minutes.
Okay, well, we're gonna continue. Well,
Then my mother goes with my father, and then she finds out that he's an abuser
How did you
to the max. Well, by
by living through it?
yes, he accused her of many
Noah.
things and hit her
No! Stop it!
and wouldn't provide for us, and that's why I have this scarf right here. I have no idea, and they wouldn't tell me what happened.
Go over there with Noah.
Pues allá en México te hiciste algo, but what? No, they don't know. So I didn't die because it wasn't my time, but anyway, so my mom thought it wasn't a good idea because I didn't know him and I didn't know he was gonna be like this, and he wanted her to be pregnant all the time, and she didn't marry very young. Yeah, she was close to 30, I think. And there was nothing she could do. She couldn't get hold of the viejitas. They had come to Brownsville, and then just by coincidence, this lady that would come to Brownsville to sell, to buy stuff and sell it over there in their town, saw Mom. And
What town were they from?
what something de las Palomas, but I have to research it. It was a little
Village?
town village.
Noah James.
And
Nate, watch the brother.
she
Have him sit down
they
with you.
started corresponding, Mom and the two aunts, and they told her, well, you can have the solution. You come to Brownsville, tell him that you are gonna come and visit us, and don't give him any addresses, and we'll take you in with the kids, and just forget about it. Because the mama thought it was a good idea to do that. Well, and they say that in the United States there's more opportunities. She didn't have money. She didn't know the land. She had a whole bunch of kids. She was pregnant, and she comes to Brownsville. So they were waiting for her at the bridge, and they take her to her house, and they were ecstatic that their baby was back, Mama, and they treated her like a queen. But according to my older brothers and sisters, I don't remember this, that we couldn't go to the kitchen. They would sit us on the floor, and they would feed us on the floor.
Why? Because they were mad at you because you were his children?
She hated us.
Those damn viejitas.
And they were mean. They were very mean. So then my mom, poor mom, she said, now it's worse because it's awful for me to be treated like a queen and my babies. I have to put up with this, the way they're treated, and she would hit them, and Jaime and Raul were older, they wanted to go out and play and they wouldn't let them. My sister, dicen que they even would make her bleed from the mouth because she was a rebel, she had, no tenía miedo to nobody. But anyway, so then mom was, well, I guess I have to take it. So then Papa, when we didn't show up, he said, no, they're not coming back. So instead of giving up, because God, I mean, where am I going to find them? He sold everything he had, and he comes to Brownsville, and he said, I'm going to find them. And I don't know how he found her.
Nathan, take that away from your brother right now.
He does when the Papa shows up, they call the cops on him.
Just make sure he doesn't bang it on the floor.
They took him, and then I don't know how he came back again. Yeah, he knew where we were, so, and Mama was ready to have the baby, my little brother, and, but she moved with him. They had an uncle here that era primo of my mother. He got him a room, and we all left except my mom had the baby right when we were ready to take off. So she left the baby there with her.
With the viejitas?
And they were supposed to go back.
Bebe?
Bebe. And do you know que we never got him back. Nobody could go and be there. They raised him, baby, like a little king, because they were very weird. To this day, I don't know where they got the money to raise him the way that he was raised. He went to St. Joseph's. He lived later on, she would let us visit him. We would go visit him. And I remember that Papa would take us to the park, and we would take Bebe. He's just about a year and a half younger than me. But he stayed there with them.
So when all this was happening, you were like 1 year old?
I was, when this was happening, I was a year and a half, see. So I don't remember anything. So then we moved from one house to another. My father didn't have a job. Finally, they would go pick honey, but he would take all the older kids and my sister.
Take him to that other room and play. The one with not Grandma's room, the other room. Go, Noah. Go with Nathan. Call him, Nate.
Noah! Be gone all day long. And then we lived
Get him,
across
Nate.
a little school, the Monjitas, the nuns. But it was an old 4-room school that had
Hold this, because he's going to get a spanking. Oh my goodness.
Who's gonna get a spanking?
Noah.
Spanking, little boy.
¿Qué quiere? Because he's being chiflado, he just wants to be scratching it on the floor.
Here's the thing.
Let you know. Go in there with him. Chiflado. Did you see how he screams?
Yes.
And where was I?
I don't know, some
That we lived in this house where the nuns would see the bigger kids playing when they were not picking cotton, and she went, the principal, the sister went and asked my mom, how come we were not in school? And she told them that why, the main reason that we were not from here and we couldn't go to public schools. Well, if you wash our clothes, our habits, because they use those habits then, and make food for me and for the nuns, because we'll keep your kids all free. They can come to school.
Or continue filming her, but don't just hold it, just film her. Okay.
So they started going to school, the boys and my sister.
And your mom would make food for them and do all that stuff for the nuns?
And she would take it at noon to them, calientita, so they could eat. And then she would wash their, by hand, tallador, she would wash their habits. Usaban unas habits hasta el suelo. Some of they still do. So, and then I was growing. I was 5 years old by then. You feel 5? Yeah. Okay. I cried and cried and cried because I wanted to go to school too. and the nun said, no, we don't have kinder when she's too little, and I don't think she'll make it. She won't stay there all day. You know, I could cry all day long because I wanted to go, and they said, you know what, we feel sorry for her. Let's send her so she'll know what it is about. She's gonna have to be sitting down when we see her running around all the time.
No, it's bleeding!
From where?
Like, when he fell.
When did he fall?
I don't know, Nathan and him were like this.
Where was he? Maybe he fell from the bed.
No, right here. He fell right here. Okay, and then did you go to school?
I wanted to go to school, so they said they would try me out.
Is it still taping?
Yeah, I think so. Is it?
Oh yeah.
For a few days, and he said I know she won't stay because we don't. We teach it first grade. We don't teach kinder, so she's gonna have to learn first grade if she wants to stay.
Yeah.
So no, I was ecstatic that I went to school, and my mom would make me new dresses from flour. For the harina to make tortillas, it came in floured sacks.
Oh, okay.
And my mom would make me little dresses.
Out of the sacks?
Out of the sacks and panties to match. And
Boy.
a bow también to match. And I'm not gonna answer. Maybe it's the ladies. So I never quit. I never said anything that I didn't like it.
So you skipped kinder and you went to first grade?
Yeah, and then I guess I was the number one in first grade because the priest would go and give us like an interview to see how the nuns were doing, and then they said when the priest comes and asks for a volunteer to say the Our Father and the Hail Mary, that was the most important thing that you had to learn. Dijo, I want Yolanda to raise her hand because the others don't raise your hands. So she can say. So I was too nervous because I was so excited. And then guess what? My mind went blank when the priest said, who knows the Our Father and the Hail Mary? And then, okay. No, I couldn't.
Nothing?
And that sister, Yolanda, you know it? And in Spanish, nada. My mind just went blank. So I'll never forget that day.
So when did you learn English?
And I didn't. Not when I graduated from there. Graduated from 8th grade when I was like 12. And I thought they didn't like me and they were skipping me grades so I could leave because they want me out of here fast.
But you were just too smart.
Sí, pero they never told me that I was too smart. And anyway, I did well and I finished, but I didn't, because my father didn't let us practice English. At home, we couldn't say a word in English. I couldn't do my homework because we were girls. Girls are supposed to learn how to wash dishes and wash clothes, and the boys are supposed to work. And so anyway, then from there, Papa said, well, that's it for you. Dijo, yeah, there's, for all of us, dijo, once you get to 8th grade, there's nothing because we can't afford a private school, and the public schools you can't go. So everybody starts working. And I couldn't find a job or anything because I was not of age. I was only 12. I said, I have to go to school. So I went to the high school.
By yourself, a 12-year-old?
A 12-year-old.
You're like Matilda, Grandma.
And a father, and I told them that, ma'am, I really, en español, yo quiero venir a la escuela. Y pues, of course, your birth certificate, and you need an adult with you. So I couldn't. Because what do I do? Then I go with the nuns. Dije, I'm gonna go talk to the nuns and ask to see what they say. Y dijeron, Yolanda, you were number 1 when you graduated. Dijo, you can very easily get a scholarship we'll try you out. I know you need to practice your English, dijo, but I guess we'll give you a year at Villa Maria and see how you do. Y dije, I'll do anything. Dije, I'll try, I'll work very, very hard. Well, Villa Maria was for the hospital, Mercy Hospital, right next to it. And I lived for the college, across the college.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So I would walk even at noon because I would take tacos, and they were all rich people, filthy rich from Matamoros. They would have chauffeurs taking them to school, and then they would take their food to the school. So you can imagine how they were. Some were driving cars already, I guess the seniors or whatever. And I was never embarrassed that I had chanclas, esas de Matamoros that would cost $1, I don't know. I have a picture with my chanclas and a chongo.
No, but because you were so beautiful that nobody could even say anything or do anything.
I know.
And
I've seen pictures.
Yes.
But the biggest surprise of my life was when I was gonna graduate. I don't think I ever missed a day of school all those years. And I was only 16 and I was going to graduate. And
From high school?
I remember that I would get very bad cramps. And I would even throw up. And there was nothing I could do. No phone, no car, no nothing. And I would told una viejita, me dijo, ¿qué te pasa, Yolanda? Le dije, pues me duele mucho el estómago con mis reglas. Dice, so every month que me sentía mala, she would give me a drink of liquor.
Oh.
And then she would put me in a little bed, and I would stay there all afternoon until it was time to go. Yeah, I felt better by then. And that happened throughout all my years of high school. And well, no, what I didn't want to miss school, and they would take me a lot out of the classroom, and I didn't know why. Then freshman, I never opened my mouth. As a sophomore, I was getting,
comfortable.
Comfortable, and I was playing tricks on the ladies and the rich ladies, and then I remember that I was out like usual. They would put me to tutor the dumb people, rich people so they would put me in a room. At the time I didn't know why. Why do they take me out so much? I'm not learning, and a nun that hated me, I don't know why, his sister, she taught algebra, and she would call me Brito. She never called me Yolanda. Decía, Brito, I know it's you. Te voy a dar unas cachetadas. And the girl's sister Yolanda is not here. So they took her out. It certainly sounds like her.
What a bitch! I know. I know.
Cuando venía yo de allá, todas diciendo, they were picking at you.
And you weren't even here.
That's not the first one or the last time, but I didn't care. So I thought they didn't like me. And then they never ever told me my grade point average, my nothing. So it was graduation day. Of course, my dad didn't go because it was a disgrace to him that I was gonna graduate. And my mother and Stella and the rest of the family went. They called me for I got every single award they had. There were like 6. The valedictorian, the ladies of Columbus, the auxiliary, quién sabe qué, the nights, bueno, todos, and I felt like I was going to faint. I just wanted to graduate. I didn't want any awards, but how strange that they never would tell me, ¿verdad? You're really number one. Like now they tell them your grade point average and who's at the top and who isn't. No, never. So I finished, and I was so surprised. And of course we didn't tell Dad porque le hubiera dado más ataque.
So he doesn't know you were number 1?
We never told him. No, because we would rub him the wrong way. He didn't. The first place I shouldn't have gotten in. I should be cleaning houses and washing dishes, and then since I was the youngest one, my brother was living with the grannies until he left to the army. When he not the army, the Air Force. When he came back, he got married to Carmina, and he took Carmina to his house with the grannies, but she couldn't stand them. So they were there just a few days, and then they moved to my house. I already was married, and they moved in with us, and then they found a house, or they moved out. But
did you know Grandma Chicky when you were in high school?
She says that they would see me, but that I was too serious, and that so I don't know any of the people from high school, ni men ni ladies que. And a lot of them, they know me, pero
you were the beautiful Catholic girl that was just studying.
And I was very focused. I didn't go through any stages de que me volví loca y que muchachos y que makeup y que nothing. The other day, just very recently, vino Jackie.
I thought you were going to say you went through a stage just very recently.
No. We went to tell you that I would never even look at boys, ni nada. And Jackie and Chicky and I don't know who else, we went to eat breakfast, and this man comes and says, "You're Yolanda Brito, right?" Y le dije yo, "Yolanda Sauceda." Dijo, "But you were Brito." Le dije, "Yes, I was Brito." Dijo, "You know how long I've known you?" Le dije, "No." Dijo, 65 years. In 65 years, I was like 7 years. Y dijo, "Yes, that's how long I've been watching you."
How creepy!
Y está Jackie. "He's hitting on you, Grandma."
Ow. Tell him to get away, psycho.
Y le dije yo, "But I must have changed since I was little." the way I look now, dijo, no, you haven't changed much, dijo, those high cheekbones, dijo.
Oh, wow.
This was just very recently, so I probably didn't even see him because I didn't.
And who is this mysterious man?
I didn't even ask him for this. His wife was sitting there.
No! ¡Qué vergüenza!
I know.
Sin vergüenza.
His wife was sitting with him when he got up and came just to tell me that. And it was Chicky and myself and Jackie and Jackie, Risi, you know Jackie.
Yes.
So anyway, I wanted so badly to get an education. It was free. I could go to college free, but Papa was getting worse and worse, and he was, he didn't have anyone to pick on but me, so he would pick on me real bad.
How would he pick on you?
He wouldn't let me go out at all. He didn't want me to work. He didn't, nada. I started working at a Crest because that was the only place that I could work. And también no quería ni que trabajara y que menos boys. A lot of boys were after me, but I wasn't interested. Then Ezequiel saw me one time that I was walking from Villa Maria to my house, and he thought I was in junior high. Y dice que había un program where they would go to school in the morning when you're seniors at the high school, and then in the afternoon they work. So he was working in a service station, and he says that he was under a car. And he sees these legs, and then the skirt goes up, porque usábamos las faldas up down to there, like de esas que se van.
Petticoats, yeah.
Que dice, and I saw those legs, and I said, I'm gonna marry that girl.
Well, let me tell you that you did have very nice legs. After you had, I don't know how many kids, there's a picture of you and your legs are like all cut.
Se salió del carro que estaba y me vio. Digo, no, even the face goes with the legs.
Aww.
So he started following me and
Psycho,
just pestering me, and he found out where I lived, and he would go by back and forth and all night long. Whenever he was off, he would go by the house and just pass by. And one time he spoke to me. Le dije yo, I can't speak to you. My father is very, very strict, and I can't. Dijo, I'll go talk to your dad and tell him what. Dijo, well, I don't know, but I'll go. Well, he goes with his father, his uncle, his cousin. It was 4 of them. They went 4 to ask if I could, if he would let me talk to me so we could become friends and get to know each other. And my father said, no, mi hija will not be out in the street with any men, or for you to come here and sit there with her. No. Dijo, if you really love her that much, we didn't know each other yet. And dijo, if you love her, marry her and take her. And I had just 1 year of college. I had gone to college, and immediately I was so dumb, and I didn't know about counselors and other. So I thought that since it was free, I should take advantage and take as many, every hour on the hour until I could take it. I would take courses. And I remember they called me to the office and they told me, do you know how many hours you're taking? And they said, no. Dijo, well, you're not allowed to take this many. And the lady that was sitting over here said, but she made it to the Phi Theta Kappa. Dijo, why can't she continue? She can handle it. And I didn't know what Phi Theta Kappa was. And I knew I had gotten a letter that I had been admitted to Phi Theta Kappa, and so they let me, pero I never checked on my hours, Nick. I just ignored it. I just wanted to
Learn.
go to school. And any little period I had off, I took tennis, I took whatever.
You just wanted to be busy doing
I
something.
just say,
What did your dad say about you going to college?
Well, no, he hated it. Por eso te digo que ya he was getting impossible. And I said, I love my mother like I have never loved anyone. My goal was to finish school, get an education, take my mother away, buy her a house, buy her whatever she wanted to. She could go travel, and I would just be working for her, and she would be very happy. And when I told my mom about Ezequiel que había ido y que papá había dicho que nos casáramos, dije yo, I don't even know him or love him or nothing. Y Estela hated him. Dijo, he's too ugly for you.
He was so handsome.
Sí, Estela decía que estaba muy feo.
She's so mean. Grandpa was so
Y
handsome.
después she was his best friend. And Ezequiel felt about her igual. They loved each other. But at that time, no. Y era medio pachuquito, medio chocante. Your grandpa. Pues I guess that's what they did. La t-shirt.
They would roll them up. That was the style.
El muscle. And he had an old car that his father had given him, and he wouldn't drive like a normal person. Se ponía todo así que se con el muscle aquí dice Estela, oh, I hate him, he's a pachuco. So, pero he was, dijo él, he never ever gave up, and so my mom that I thought was gonna save me said, mijita, tu papá es muy malo contigo, and yo quiero que tú seas feliz, eres muy bonita, muy buena, dijo, you make a perfect wife to anybody. Y le dije, ay mamá, pero usted, dijo, no te mortifiques por mí, dijo, don't worry about me. Dijo, I have a plan with your brothers. But he didn't tell me, she didn't tell me what the plan was. So we started talking and deciding, making plans for our wedding. And right after that, he finished high school. They hired him at as a mechanic of airplanes. He was barely, not even 20, and then they transferred him to San Francisco. And at that time, we had even set a date for our wedding, and we didn't even get to see each other or know each other better. He came a few days, he would send me a lot of money, todo lo que hacía. That's where I got that beautiful dress. I think it cost like, I don't know how much. And that was because it was handmade in Matamoros. But it was
Where is your wedding dress?
I threw it away.
Why would you do that?
Mijita, it was like this. Look at it.
I know, I've seen the picture.
Que I couldn't even get in a car.
Where is it?
I está. And it was humongous, I mean. But it was very pretty. He gave me everything he could.
I cannot believe you threw it away.
I can't either, pero nos fuimos para San Francisco. I left it here because where can you carry it?
Dress.
I know. And the ladies, ¿cómo se llaman las madrinas? My friends were wearing a dress like mine de aquí, todas así with the collar.
Who took this picture? This is like the
My
most amazing
sister.
picture.
My sister was a photographer, and she liked to take realistic pictures, not así que fuera a saber. She took 9 months later, estoy pregnant, that one.
Which one?
We
Bring it over here.
That one.
Yeah.
I I was 9 months pregnant there, and we were at the beach.
You look so skinny.
Let me see. Put it in front of me so that I can.
9 months pregnant?
Hold on.
That's like me right now.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. Grandma.
And we
you
were
need
at,
to get
and
off
look
the
at him looking at me like I'm
Oh, a
And you say,
supermodel.
I need to put on
Oh,
some
wait.
meat. Please.
Sí, yo creo que I did weigh like
Oh.
98. But no, pero when I had my first baby, I gained a lot of weight. Pues con todos, I would gain and then I would go back to my... Mijitas,
Ay, what time is
ya
it?
it's almost 4.
2 minutes or 4.
Are they gonna come and get you already?
Y todavía no me he visto.
To be continued.
To be continued for sure.
I love this picture. It was a little one
Mm-hmm.
because we were not aware that she was gonna take a picture. We were talking, los dos allá solos. Your daddy, your grandpa was obsessed with me until he died.
He was.
Isn't that how it's supposed to be?
Well, not really.